Good evening, world, and thanks for coming to check out Haunting Season. Now, you are about to watch the third part in a trilogy of stories about the scariest nightmare I've ever had. And if you haven't seen the first part, you should watch it here. But I think it's always best if you start at the beginning. And if you've already seen that one, but you haven't seen the second one, you can click it right there. It's a lot to think about, so I'll wait. And here's a little music while you wait. It's time for part 3 of my story. It's dark because my head is down. My joints hurt. I'm sore. And I'm sitting with my arms across some sort of table folded and my head laying gently on my forearm. And I don't want to move. I don't want to look up and see who I'm gonna hurt this time. I'm afraid. This is twice now when I've been overtaken by this thing, this light inside of me. This all-powerful demonic force that hides deep down inside of my soul cave. I'm afraid to search for it because now I know it's there. All I can do is sit and wonder, why does this keep happening? Sitting like this makes me more and more uncomfortable. I, as a person in general, don't like it if I'm not moving. And I've joked about it a couple times, but I have a serious fear that I'm gonna get Parkinson's disease one day because I don't like being restricted. I like constant movement. And I'm not sure if that's a symptom or not, but I also have a fear of going to the doctor. But this time, I don't want to move. I don't want to see. I don't want to look up.
Hey,
and
Josh!
A voice and then a hand on my shoulder frightens me into the awake position. My eyes are all blown out. They can't focus. Everything is white and glowing. I'm looking around, trying to see who it was.
Shannon!
Gotta go. Bye. She walks off. Just as my eyes are coming into focus, it's Shannon. It's my cousin Shannon. Shannon and I live in very different parts of the country. She was raised in Minnesota and I was raised in the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. So we never really got to see each other too much growing up. With the exception of once a year, we would have a family reunion at a huge mansion out in western Pennsylvania. It was massive. It had 3 floors, a basement, and in the attic was a full 2-lane bowling alley. Old school style, like 1930s. You roll the ball down and there's people down there setting up the pins and rolling the balls back down this whole big thing that like looped around and crashed back into the ball pile. And as kids, for the 3 days a year that we were there, we were given free reign to go wherever we wanted, inside and out of this huge, massive mansion. And Shannon always had us getting into weird situations. She always had us discovering, whether it was climbing on the roof of some nearby building or going deep into the woods. And one time in the attic, we stuck my little brother up into a crawl space and he came back with a box of mutated big teeth. Real teeth. That has gotten me thinking, that and a couple other things that happened there, that place is actually haunted. But I won't get into too much detail because I want to save it in case I get to investigate there for my paranormal investigation show, which, if you don't know about it, you should totally check it out. So as Shannon started to walk off, my mind started really working. Where am I? How did I get here? Where is here? I'm looking around and my eyes are focusing, and the chair I'm sitting on is a folding chair, an uncomfortable one. And there's a folding table in front of me with a tablecloth on it that I had been sleeping on. And I look around the room and there's other tables and chairs set up all over the room, and the linoleum floor and the wood paneling and just the general space around me. This is a church that I grew up in. This is like the Great Hall. This must be a family reunion because as I'm looking around the room, I'm seeing all of my extended family. And this is exciting and fun for a moment until I realize that the wife and the minister are also here. And I have this very dark realization that this is not over. They notice I've begun to move and the wife waves at me. Hi, sweetie. I don't know you. Even the look of her makes me angry, but I have to keep it in check. Crap. They start walking towards me. I try to take a step back, but I hit my chair and fall into it. And then it automatically moves me into the table. Stuck. I can feel a smirk starting in one corner of my mouth. And I can feel a spark deep down in my soul cave. The minister and the wife approach the table and sit down right across from me, smiling. We're here to help you, Joshua. We love you. We only want what's best for you. It has to be done. Do you understand? My grin starts turning into a smile, and as I'm smiling at them, I can feel the light caterpillaring up to take hold. There's nothing I can do, and my right hand starts to tingle. Time to eat! My aunt calls everyone to dinner and the room starts to empty. Why does my hand feel like it's falling asleep? It's like pins and needles all over my fingertips. You've got something in you, Joshua. We just want what's best. We just want to take it out. And the room is silent and empty as I'm sitting across from them, smiling. And my fingers are in intense pain as if 1,000 pins and needles are going through them. And the light is choking me with all of its power. My skin begins to stretch, my joints aching, burning. Underneath the table, I sense that the minister is reaching for something out of his pocket. A syringe. A small drip of sweat drops from his forehead onto the tip of his nose, and he twitches in a fraction of a second, with just a portion of a thought and the flex of a finger. The minister flies like a rag doll into the back supply closet directly behind him. His body folds in half in a position I've only ever seen accomplished by a contortionist. I raise my eyebrow and the door slams behind him. Locked. I start to laugh and I look at the wife. That was easy. I'm not afraid of you. You should be. I hear a slight noise in the supply closet, and with a flick of the wrist and a shooting of pins and needles, a heavy church pew slams against the door of the supply closet. I turn my attention back to the wife. You, my dear, have pushed all the wrong buttons.